Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. As you may know, I am really trying to hit that goal of 10,000 subscribers, so if you can help me out in any way, I would really appreciate it. Also, a big thank you to our first two Slash Bash members, Fred Gomez and Sarah Schultz. In our first story, we are at a fast food restaurant and we meet a choosing beggar. Or do we? Let's jump right in. A funny thing happened to me today. My wife and I rarely get to go out and eat, just the two of us. We have kids after all. With school in session, we have had more time lately together on our days off. We also had a bit of extra money, so we decided to go out for lunch. We also keep it cheap because we don't want to overspend. We chose a local drive-in 1950s style burger joint, not Sonic. They have a couple of tables to eat at, and I don't like eating in the car, so we order and go to one of the tables to eat. We each ordered a burger, fries, a drink, and an ice cream cone to be delivered after we ate. Now, the thing with this place is they are really good at making a lot of things. The burgers and ice cream are amazing here. One thing that isn't are the fries. They serve them crinkle cut, and I don't know if they overcook them or if the nature of crinkles are dumb, but they always come out too hard. We go out to eat so rarely, however, that we A, forgot that the burger is so big it fills us up, and B, the fries aren't that good there. We both eat our burgers and try to stomach a couple of the fries, but ultimately we decide to go, having only eaten a couple of fries off of each of our trays. They were basically fully stocked trays of fries. We figure we are done and are ready for our ice cream. Let's back up a bit. The way this place is set up, the trash cans are on either of the two sides with only the table we sat at in the front, so we had to turn a corner to get to the trash. When we first pulled up, there was a guy talking on what we later came to find out was the burger joint's phone, sitting just around the corner at a table next to the trash can. This is where our story starts. I turn the corner and see the man is still there on the phone, and I make a split decision. Look at him and gesture to my fries. He looks at me quizzically, and I say quietly, "You want these fries?" His eyes lit up and he says yes, and I put one of my trays of fries on his table as he thanks me, and turn to walk away. He says, "I'll take the other ones too if you're throwing them away." I say sure, and slide the other tray off as well, feeling happy that I didn't waste the fries. I turn towards the trash, dump my tray, and walk back towards my wife. "Can I order something too?" I stop. Holy crap, a wild choosing beggar! In the wild! I am kind of ecstatic. I give him free fries and now he wants me to buy him food? No way this is really happening. I had to make sure I heard him right. "What was that, bud? Can I order something too?" I chuckle a bit. "No." "Oh, wait, you don't work here?" Now I realized what happened. "Nah, bud, I just ordered too much food and didn't want to waste it." "Oh, cool, thanks for that." I start walking towards my wife as we wait for our ice cream cones. The guy sees my wife and says, "Oh, can I have a cigarette?" So she gave him one since that is what smoker code dictates. Right as we were about to leave, he comes up and asks again, "Can I get another cigarette for later?" My wife looked at me like, "What the flip? I already gave him one. Do I have to give him another one?" In the split second of this look, he notices and says, "I'll give you $1 for it," and proceeds to trade $1 for the cigarette. Not really crazy, but the situation went from trying to do something nice to a choosing beggar to I don't work here in like a second. In the end, is he a choosing beggar? I don't know, but I still think it's funny he thought I worked there since the people who take orders there are female and I am a male. They also wear pants, aprons, and a special shirt, and I was wearing a Johnny Cash shirt and shorts. So the question is, choosing beggar or not a choosing beggar? In story number 2, we have some choosing beggars in suits and a non-suited, non-choosing beggar. I was emptying a warehouse for the hardware store I was working at. We would put all broken, damaged, or in unsellable condition items inside large cardboard boxes outside of the warehouse to be thrown away later along with the garbage. There were a few usable tools in there, just damaged and dirty. As I was going back and forth moving things, I noticed various people looking through the boxes. They were all well dressed, some had suits on even. I won't forget a particular guy with a very expensive looking suit being face first and waist deep inside a box with very greasy contents. So they would go through the boxes, take what they liked, and leave without saying a word. It was a bit obvious we were going to throw them away, but not all that much. I would expect a few of them to ask permission first. None did. As I was moving stuff back to the store, a guy holding a wrench he took from the pile stops me. "Hey buddy, let me ask you something." "I'm a little busy now, sir. Just for a minute." "Yes?" "I can't seem to find a bigger wrench. Why don't you find me one?" "We have wrenches of all sizes at the store around the corner." "No, I mean find me one from the boxes." "I have to empty the warehouse. You can take anything you like from the boxes, but I can't help you." "Aren't you supposed to help customers?" "You have to buy something to be a customer." "Maybe I'll buy something another day, you don't know. And on that day, I will help you. Now excuse me." He kept on mumbling things, but I ignored him and kept on with what I was doing. A little while later, an actual beggar came up to me. He was homeless. I knew him by face. "Hey man, I saw those boxes. Can I take some things from them?" "Sure, we are throwing them all away anyway. Take everything if you like." "Great, thank you very much." He left and returned later with a couple of buddies, and they actually took everything, the useful items and the garbage, saving us the trouble of throwing them away. Note that out of everyone who took things, he was the only one to ask for permission. In story number 3, a choosing beggar gets crossed off of lunch delivery. I work for the school district in my town. More specifically, I work for a company contracted to manage things for the district, such as food, maintenance, and custodial. One somewhat unique thing about this district is that if you're a student within the district, you're entitled to a free meal, period. Since that policy was already in place, once the pandemic struck, we still had plenty of work to do. We handed out meals at 7 different sites and offered deliveries, no questions asked. When the end of the school year rolled around, the powers that be decided to extend the lunch program as a goodwill gesture towards the local community. The only problem for delivery was that we had to change the policy from our non-contact ring the doorbell and ditch. The weather was getting hotter and milk was a required portion of the meal, so we had to make absolutely sure someone was there to take possession. To mitigate the extra time it takes, we added notices to the lunch explaining that someone needs to be present and why. Our policy is that if they don't answer, they get taken off the list. Simple as that. If they want to continue, they can call or speak to us if we happen to cross paths again. During this entire process, I figured that free food and lax regulation would be the perfect recipe for choosing beggars. I have been pleasantly surprised by how wrong I was, at least for the most part. Apparently, it's been a different story for a lot of my coworkers. I finally encountered my own story last week. One of our delivery locations is a trailer park that's about 10 minutes off our main route. As we're making our stop, one of the people who we had to cut off for not answering comes storming up to our van, complaining about how they haven't gotten food in about a week. I explained that we couldn't get them to answer, so we followed policy. Of course, rather than take responsibility for his end, he focuses on the fact we would take them off the list for being absent only once. So I explained to him that deliveries take time, and it takes even more time when we don't know if someone actually is coming to the door. And since the trailer park is so far out, it's to our benefit to stop making deliveries if people aren't going to be there. He wasn't satisfied and insisted that it was messed up that we would stop delivering food after one absence. I wanted to respond with how messed up it was to waste our time when we're already offering free food. Instead, I opted to just say, "We happen to have an extra meal that you can take, and we can add you back to the list if you want." Even though he obviously wanted to keep arguing, I think his common sense switched on and he realized it would be counterproductive. So, we agreed to restart deliveries and left it at that. They haven't been quite as pleasant since then, but I haven't had any problems with them being there. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.